And hello and welcome to everybody out there listening. This is Tarot Insider Radio. Here on Thursdays, we explore the world through tarot, numerology, sacred geometry, angel numbers, and much more. I'm Dax Carlisle, co-founder of the International Association of Angel Practitioners and president of the Tarot Guild, coming to you live from Tucson, Arizona. Now, normally I have my co-host Suzanne Warnett with me. Today, however, she's on vacation till November. So Suzanne will be back soon. She's also joining us for our Halloween bash on the 28th. We'll tell you all about that on today's show. And we have a great show set for you today because we're going to be talking about building confidence as a reader, as a tarot reader, or any type of reader out there. And I have a fabulous special guest to help me do that. Joining me here on the show is another co-founder of the International Association of Angel Practitioners. She's been a member of the Tarot Guild for too many years to count. And she's a published author. She is a tarot teacher, angel practitioner instructor, creator of our Certified Angel Practitioner course, and a lot of other courses as well. Joining me is Maria G. Maas. Hi, Maria.
Hi, Dax. Hi, everybody. It's always fun to do shows with you, Dax. I've been doing this for a long time, and you introduced me to doing radio. That was I have you to give credit to for that. I probably wouldn't be here today doing this if it wasn't for you, Dax.
Well, you're welcome, and there's been actually a lot of people I've introduced to radio, and I've been very, very privileged to help out a lot of folks. Always glad to do that. I'm in my, I think, 8th year of broadcasting. You've been doing this for at least 6 years, right?
Yeah, just about. Yeah, I'd say it's about 6 years. Yeah, about right. I believe that was maybe a little longer. No, wait, no. Yeah, about 6 years. I think you're correct. Yeah.
And we first met when you joined the Tarot Guild in 2010. That's 7 years ago.
Mhm.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean that's when I met you. I met you in 2010. That's when you first launched the Tarot Guild on the internet.
The website.
Before that, right? The website.
You're right. Before that, we were a local phenomenon. The Tarot Guild was created in 2004. I can't believe it's been 13 years, and it was in San Diego. And we built the membership up to like 400 local members, and we did a lot of the same things we do now, courses and classes and helping people become professionals, getting them gigs, and we decided, hey, we could take this international. We need an international organization for tarot professionals, and then that was 2010 when we launched the first radio show, Tarot Today, and the website. And now, 5 years after that was when we decided, hey, we need an association for angel practitioners. So we created the International Association of Angel Practitioners. We created angelpractitioners.com and launched Angelic Realms Radio. So here we are.
Here we are. And it's
Absolutely.
been a great ride. I've enjoyed it all, and I've learned a lot. And it's always, even if I'm not having the best day or the best week, even when I do the show, it's always uplifting. And, anytime you work with angels and that kind of thing, it's uplifting. It just, the energy is just naturally a high. And, I credit the angels for bringing me into tarot, because I know that even though I was working with tarot first, I know that the angels were behind the scenes nudging me to do that. And that's how that all came about, and now it all goes hand in hand for me. So it's really great, bringing the right people, meeting meeting other hosts, meeting great teachers along the way, meeting Janice, and how everything just came to be.
It definitely feels and appears, to be divinely inspired and moved along, as it were. Hey, while we're chit-chatting here, getting the show going, let's give out the phone number so people have time to call in and get into the queue, because we take calls on this show. It's a live radio talk show, call-in show, and the number is 949-203-4840. We would love to chat with you. There's a bunch of people getting in the queue now, and we take the calls in the order that they came in. Unless you're a member of the International Association of Angel Practitioners or a member of the Tarot Guild. If you're a member of either of our sister organizations, you can message Maria or I on Facebook live right now and say, hey, it's Patty, one of your members, and I'm in the caller queue. Here's my area code. And what we'll do is we'll bring you on first. That's what we do for our members. You get VIP access to our radio shows. And you can just message us on Facebook, and we'd be glad to bring you on first. We'll also spend a little bit longer time with you. We only have a few minutes we can spend with each caller. That's why we call them mini readings. We do readings, but we also answer questions as well. So, like on today's topic, you can ask about our topic, or you can ask anything about tarot or metaphysics, numerology, angels, the law of attraction, you name it. Between Maria and I, we pretty much have it all covered. And if you're listening to us live, get into the caller queue now. It's 949-203-4840. You can also join us in the chat room. So if you're listening live, just open a new tab on your browser and type in www.live.tarotinsider.com. That's live.tarotinsider.com. That'll take you right over to the current show page. Scroll down to get into the chat room with us. You can also listen on the player there, as well as calling in. And we'll be going to phone lines in a little bit here. Remember, you can ask any question you want. You can put your 2 cents into the discussion, the topic we have going today, or call in for a mini reading. 949-203-4840. And our topic today is, it's really an important topic, Maria, building confidence as a reader.
So important.
And
it's probably one of the most important things is to have confidence as a reader. And without confidence, how can you go very far at all, really, with anything, any work that you do? You have to have confidence.
Right. And I was looking over your infographic, your PDF handout for today's discussion, the 4 keys to building confidence as a reader. And as I was looking at it, and by the way, I guess we should give that out to folks, whether you're listening live. Well, if you're listening live and you're in the chat room, I already put the link in there. But if you're listening in archive, just open a new tab on your browser and type in tarotguild.org/confidence.pdf. That'll get you the PDF there. tarotguild.org/confidence.pdf. And so I'm looking over this, and thinking about it, and it's really important for, being able to do what you do, but it also adds to professionalism. A confident reader comes across as a professional.
Absolutely. I mean, if you do a reading for someone and you're a nervous wreck, they're going to be able to pick up on that. Everything is energy, and just, everyone has intuition. So the person you're reading for, if you are not sure of yourself, they're going to pick up on that, and it's going to affect, how your message is delivered to them, how they receive the message. They're not going to have trust in it if you don't come across with confidence. It's so important.
Yes, and we're going to be talking about these 4 keys and different steps so that you can become confident as a reader. And it adds to the professionalism. That translates, if you're a professional reader, that translates to referrals. That translates to more business, more income, and it all leads back to confidence. One part of confidence for me is just already being able to do a reading. And I mean, if there's one thing for me personally that comes across as very unprofessional, and I've heard it on radio shows, I've had it in in-person readings, and also readings online. And we do certification through the guild and also through the IEP, and that's what we're looking for is confidence, and we're looking for how they conduct their reading. And if there's one thing that really drives me nuts is you sit down with the reader, and if they're a card reader and you're laying out cards, and they have to pull out the little white book, or their manual, or look on their phone. I love that one. Look on the phone. Or a lot of people have cards, especially oracle cards, that have sayings and meanings and so forth written on them, and they're just reading verbatim off of the card. I mean, I've heard radio hosts, pull cards and just, read verbatim and have absolutely, no input of their own, from their own intuition. They're not actually reading the cards, they are reading off the cards.
Right.
What's your thoughts on that?
They're literally reading verbatim, and that's not a reading. That's not what the person's looking for. I mean, they can get a deck and do that for themselves. They're looking for your intuition, your psychic connections. What are you picking up on it? They're looking for your interpretation. So it's really important to really get to know your cards, hone your skill, learn this craft, connect with a higher power, and make those connections, and be open to receive them so that you can share them. And a big part of confidence is getting your ego out of the way, because a reader who lacks confidence is egocentric, and they are so stuck in their ego that they're not going to really get those flashes that come spontaneously from spirit and from the angels or wherever they're, you're not going to be able to have that connection if you don't allow yourself to build confidence. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the 4 keys to building confidence as a reader, how to get to that point.
And all that leads right into key number 1, because before you should be hanging out your shingle and doing professional readings, you need to build the skills. And so that's key number 1, building the skills. Now, how do we do that, Maria?
Okay, well, I thought long and hard about this first. Let me just, mention, where did I come up with these 4 keys? Well, I sat and I got quiet and I thought about it, and I thought, what led me to growing in my confidence level as a reader? What really took place, and how can I break that down so that I can explain it to someone else? And I broke it down into 4 keys, or 4 categories, if you want to call them that. And the first one, like you said, is skill. And that's the first thing you have to do, is develop the skill, work on the skill. So what do? We can study. We can study on our own. We can learn on our own. We can buy books. We can take online courses. We can practice with friends. We can do self-study and formal training. I call self-study anything that you would do on your own by yourself, typically with a book or maybe with some sort of online course that doesn't involve interaction with a person, with an actual person or people. Okay, so you're totally isolated in doing it by yourself. That's self-study. Okay, and research and things on your own, whatever articles and information you can find. That's your self-study. But formal training is also very important to get in a class. Get physically in a class with other people if you can, that's local in your area that you can get to or travel to without too much cost to you.
Or online. You can still do that
online,
live online.
Where you have live interaction, like the courses that we offer at Angel Practitioners and at the Tarot Guild, where it's not, you're not just reading something and answering a question that's written out. You're listening to audio that was pre-recorded. You're watching videos, and now you are actually talking and chatting with us, with the instructors. You're actually interacting with other members of the class, especially when we do live practice sessions on the side, things like that. So you're getting that interaction, and that's really important. And to hone your skill, you have to practice like anything else. If you learn to play a musical instrument, you have to practice. That's the only way that you're going to really develop and build a skill is you have to just get down, to the nitty-gritty and do it. And then, at first you want to practice reading for friends and classmates and family members and people you know. But eventually you want to start branching out and reading for people that are strangers, people you don't know. And that's when joining a professional organization really comes into play there, because now you can have other supportive students and professionals there to practice with. So even if you're not in a class, if you're a member of a professional organization, you're going to meet other people that are learning what you're learning, that do what you do. Maybe there'll be people of all types, people that have done it for years with lots of experience, and people that are just starting out like yourself. So, join an organization like the International Association of Angel Practitioners, the IAAP. Join the Tarot Guild, because that's where you're going to be able to develop these relationships and these friendships, where it's going to help you to further develop your skill.
Oh, and two things come to mind as we look at this key number one skill. The first thing you have on there, study with more than one teacher. I think that really makes you really well-rounded.
Right. Yes. Don't just, I'm glad you pointed that out, because I went through my list of things, and that was one of the things I was forgetting about, and that's why I popped it at the top there too, because it's really important. Don't just study with one teacher. Get different perspectives, different styles, different points of view. I mean, I've been studying tarot for many, many years, and I'm still studying. To me, I'm a lifelong learner, and that's another thing that's at the other end of our chart that we're going to touch on. But, I studied with Mary Kay Greer. I studied with Ruth and Wald Amberstone. I studied with Dax Carlisle. I studied with local teachers in my area here where I live on Long Island. I learn from more than one source, and I'm not going to read a book by one author. I'm going to take courses with different teachers, because you can get something in it, even if it's the same course that you've taken. I've taken the same course sometimes more than once with more than one person, because you're always going to get something new out of it, a different perspective.
Absolutely. And as I look here, another thing is, you already mentioned about starting out giving readings to folks that are available to you, so your friends and family members, and then branching off to doing readings for strangers. And, that's where organizations like the IAP and the Tarot Guild come in as well. And also the other students in courses you might be taking, whether it's our courses or other people's courses out there.
Mhm.
I think the reading for strangers is the really important part. I mean, you might start off with friends and family members, and it's a good progression from that to folks you don't know, and you're giving them free readings in exchange for feedback.
Right.
And then at some point you decide to start charging for your readings after you've gained the confidence and you can do a really professional reading. But it's the practice, practice, practice. And um, the thing about reading for family members and friends, oh, pardon me, is that you know them very well. And
Mhm.
sometimes it doesn't lend itself to the intuitive side of reading. The
Exactly.
intuition, you're trying to uh, left brain it, with the conscious mind thinking, what you know about these people and the questions that they're asking as you're doing the readings. So that's why it's really important to, as soon as you can, take the jump into reading for people that you don't know. Now, I'm not saying that you don't read for folks that you do know, friends, family members. Yes, absolutely. You want to do that too. And that
Mhm.
can give you the amount of confidence you need to jump in with the folks that you don't know.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but you're sitting down at the kitchen table with your mom for the 15th time, and for the 15th
Mhm.
time she's going to ask the same question because she can't think of any other questions to ask. When am I going to meet somebody nice to date or something like that? And it's going to get frustrating on both ends of the reading at some point. If you don't start moving on to people that you don't know and multiple different people versus practicing with the same person. I mean, you can even start practicing with yourself. But
Mhm.
there comes a time when you're sitting in your bedroom on your bed, with your tarot cards or your angel cards or what have you spread out there, and there's only so much practice you can do with yourself. You got to move on to working with other people, and the natural thing is friends, family members, but it's really important that as soon as you possibly can, jump in with folks that you don't know. And
Right.
facilitating that is, joining uh, our Facebook groups, joining professional organizations and taking courses where there's other students that you can um, work with. But let's move on. Let's jump to key number
Right.
2, faith. Now this is an interesting one.
Okay. Can I just digress just a little bit to go back to the skill thing? Because I would like to give one example, in case somebody's
Oh
saying, well,
yeah,
how else
absolutely.
can I find, where can I find other people to practice on besides, going on Facebook groups and chat and things like that? Well, one of the things I did when I was first starting out is I asked around. I went to some local businesses, and I ended up um, at a local coffee shop where the woman allowed me to come in and I offered to do free readings, and the people would, I had a tip cup and people would just give me tips, and they knew that I was there to practice, and people were very open to it. And here I was, getting new fresh faces, and people took, they knew I was studying and I was learning, and I was a novice at it yet. And that's one of the ways I did it. Another way you could do is you can have a friend, ask a friend or a family member to hold a party where you can do some practice readings that way on their friends, and maybe people, their coworkers, and people that you don't know, that you haven't met. So that's just some ideas on how you can do that.
Right.
Let's talk about faith. Key number
you
two
know what?
is faith. Go ahead.
You
thought of something?
You digressed us back there, and then I thought of something. I completely forgot to mention that,
Go ahead.
the way we organized the Tarot Guild in the very beginning, locally in San Diego, in 2004, was as a meetup. So that's another thing you can do. You can go to meetup.com, type in tarot, find tarot meetups locally.
Good one.
Start meeting there with them and doing readings. After the meeting, would you like to go to a coffee shop and you all can exchange, free readings, or maybe this meetup they actually do it, there at the meetup. Oh, and something else I spied on key number one when you were digressing is you mentioned about keeping a journal of the readings. That's really important too. You want to be able to go back over your readings and see how you're progressing and notice what's happening as you progress. So a journal is really important. Okay, let's jump to key number two. Faith.
Okay, faith. Well, first of all, I don't see how anyone can do a reading without a trust in a higher power, that there's something out there, some force bigger than ourselves that, has an effect on things. Because who are you connecting with otherwise when you do your readings? To me, it's a spiritual practice, and so you have to have some sort of a faith, in a higher power. And what the great part about it is that when you can trust and have that faith in that higher power, that higher power is going to help you connect and receive the messages that need to be heard, that takes the pressure off you. And now, guess what happens then? Now you're more open to receiving, because when you're not under that pressure and you have that trust and you have that faith, it allows the ego to step aside and more information will flow to you. What do you think about that, Zach?
Yeah, I totally agree, and we're not naming the higher power here.
Right.
Maybe you don't necessarily believe in God with a big G, but even if you're thinking of the collective consciousness, as Carl Jung put it, of the whole planet to tap into, or angels, as well. There's a lot of different ways of looking at higher power and faith, but it does add to the confidence, which is what we're talking about here. Let's go on to key number 3, validation. And I do want to mention to everybody that's listening live and hanging on the phone lines that we will be going to phones very shortly here. And if you're on the fence about calling in, a couple of folks did drop off. So this is a great opportunity to get in. 949-203-4840. We take the calls in the order that they came in, unless you're a member of the IAP or the Tarot Guild. And you can message us on Facebook, Maria or I, to get bumped to the top of the list. But you want to get your spot and don't hang up and call back in, otherwise you're dropped down to the bottom of the list. 949-203-4840. Okay, so validation.
Yes, validation. And that faith is going to allow you to reach outside your comfort zone, to go start doing readings for people that you don't know. And now is when you step into the validation. And one of the things, like you mentioned, in skill number 1, key number 1, which is skill, was keeping a journal, a readings journal for yourself. And what you want to do is your validation there is reviewing your journal, to see how accurate you were in your readings. And then, take note. Where were you most accurate? Where were there things that when you look back at your notes that, things that you noticed that at first glance weren't apparent, but now with hindsight, after, the situation has had time to develop, now you see more of the things that were in the cards that had come up that maybe you had missed, and make a note of those things. And, continue to seek out others to practice with. That's where your validation is going to come in, by stepping out of your comfort zone, having the faith, seeking out others. Like I said, offer free readings, but don't just offer to do the free reading. Have the request for feedback. Ask, give the reading with the agreement that the person is going to give you feedback on your reading, because that's going to help you. How do you know, how well you're doing, other than just saying, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that was good. We want to be a little more specific. What was good about the reading? What was there any moments of the reading where the person was like, wow, how did he or she know that? Where did that come from? Or maybe ask them, okay, see how things develop, and get back to me later, so they could, sometimes it takes time for things to happen. So if there was something that was like kind of ahead in the future, you need time for things to take place. Maybe something that you saw what hadn't happened yet, and that's why the person can't connect with it at the moment. It didn't develop yet, and now it does, and now they can, ask them, please, if this anything, let me know what happens with this. Come back, let me know. Also, if you're a professional, take the chance that maybe you have a new spread that you want to try out. Okay, this is, you need some validation on that. We need to give it a try on someone. Maybe you're a professional tarot reader already, and now you're venturing out into a new modality, perhaps mediumship. Okay, we need validation. We need to be able to practice on folks that are willing to give us the feedback.
Or a new
good,
deck.
bad, or ugly. Excuse me?
Or a new deck. Let's say you've gotten a new deck and the imagery is different than you're used to.
Right.
Even if you've been a professional reader for 20 years, you're going to want to practice with the new deck.
Right. So validation is important, because that validation is going to now help to boost your confidence. And then the last thing is to get certified. As far as validation goes, get certified, because that is going to do a couple things for you. It's going to give you the confidence and the validation that, okay, well, this organization, they evaluated my skills, and they are, willing to certify me and give me a certificate. Well, that says something. That says that, okay, you're doing something right. So that helps to give you the validation. And also, it says to the person that you're going to offer readings to, especially if you're going professional, it lets people know that you take your work seriously, that you took time to invest in yourself, time, money, and to get the certification. So you're not just taking it lightly, and lets the person see that you care to do the best work possible, and it gives you credentials to show that, you just didn't pick up a book and start, pulling cards and memorizing meanings, that you've gone further than that. So, getting certified does that for you, and that's, that all covers the validation, and validation is a big key.
And that's, there's actually multiple reasons people have told me over the years why they wanted to get certified. And at the Guild, we actually stopped certifying for several years, actually. It's a hot topic in the industry. Half the people think we need certification, and the other half say, for various reasons, no. And the people that are most vocal are usually the no people, But
right.
we've had a lot of members over the last year that starting like the end of, I want to say, end of 2015, beginning of 2016, when I first started getting the messages, and people were asking for certification again. And when we first stopped certifying, I actually had a couple of good organizations out there that I trusted and that I would send them to get certified. All the reputable organizations are gone at this point. And so we brought certification back to the Tarot Guild, and of course we have certification for various modalities, including angel practitioner, angel card reader, tarot reader, numerology, and angelic mediumship through the International Association of Angel Practitioners as well. And the top, there's multiple reasons why people want to get certified, but the top two are the ones that you mentioned. You know, the thousands of readers that I've talked to in the last 13 years, that's what they say. You know, it validates them, and it validates them for their clients.
So the fourth key, Dax, is, thought about it long and hard, humility is the fourth key, because overconfidence can really be detrimental, as well as if you're acting like you're all-knowing. If there's one thing that turns me off, is a reader that acts all-knowing. No one is all-knowing. It's not possible to be all-knowing. There's no such thing as fortune-telling, with 100% accuracy, because you have God-given free will. Every choice you make from moment to moment, day to day, is going to have an effect on an outcome. An outcome in a reading, in a spread, is only, a likely outcome if everything just stays, on track and is following a certain pattern. Because, life happens. So you can't predict. I would say avoid, making predictions. Do not act all-knowing. And be comfortable with accepting that, that no one can know everything. You could live you'll live your whole entire life, and you will die without knowing everything. Just accept that, but don't, that should give you the incentive to commit to lifelong learning, because when you just take that concept of, listen, I am a lifelong learner. Every day I want to learn something new, and I can learn something new every day. That means you're alive. You're still growing. You still have something new to experience. So why would you want to be all-knowing and know everything? Because life would get boring then. So be comfortable. Accept that, you're not supposed to know everything. Don't act like you do, because a client can size that up in a second when somebody's acting all-knowing. They're going to actually they'll lose confidence in you as a reader if you act that way. And, be willing to learn that even that you could learn from someone that has less experience than you. I'm a public school teacher. That's what I do. I've been doing that for, a good 20 years or so now. And let me tell you, I learn things from my students. It doesn't matter if they're younger than me, if they're kids. It doesn't matter. We can learn something from someone who knows a lot less about a lot of things than we do, but we can still learn something from them. So you just have to be open to that. What do you say, Dax?
Yes, absolutely. A level of humility. We're talking about building confidence, but then, everything has to be balanced. There's such a thing as too much of a good thing.
Right.
I mean, it's great. It's great when you're super confident and so forth like that. But a reader that tells you that okay, this is what's going to happen, and there's you have no choice in the matter. They don't understand how the universe functions. Then they don't understand about the law of attraction. They don't understand about our free will that you mentioned, and you want to be a reader that empowers people. Empower them to make their own choices. And that, may or may not alter a potential outcome.
Right. And and being, allowing yourself to accept the fact that you'll never know everything and that you're not supposed to be all-knowing takes pressure off you as well. So that helps to build the confidence and trust, in that higher power, and have that faith in your readings that, it's not all coming from you. Also, that when you really open up to that higher power and let that power flow through you, guess what? You're not the one who is even given the message. It's coming from, it's coming from a force outside of yourself.
And don't be afraid to, talk with your client and involve them in the reading, and ask new questions, rephrase questions, because if you're just sitting there spouting information out at them, that's fortune telling. And although it's a nice party trick, people that are serious going to a serious reader and paying significant amount of serious money, are looking for a lot more than just you spouting all that information out to them. Absolutely. They want you to be like a life coach. They want you to help them figure it out. And it does take the pressure off you, because you can confirm with the client. You can say, what else can we ask? What direction do you want to go to? Here's a potential outcome I'm seeing. Do you want to go there, or do you want to go somewhere else?
Mm-hmm. It makes me think, too, what you said about bringing the client into the reading. Like, for example, what is it? I'm thinking of a particular card in my head. The six of not the Six of Wands, the Six of Swords, I believe. That's the one on the boat, right? They're on the boat and they're traveling towards. They're coming from the choppy waters, and they're going towards the calmer seas. That one, and you have the three figures in the boat, and the one and I'm going by the Rider-Waite deck. The one figure is, they're kind of paddling or moving the boat. They're controlling the boat, and the other two figures are sitting in the boat. When you look at a card like that, if you're not sure which character pertains to your client that you're reading for, there's nothing wrong with, showing the client the card and saying, looking at this, who do you see yourself as? Do you see yourself as the person that is controlling the boat, or the person that, is, one of these people that are seated here? And that's going to give you a whole, new perspective to look at as you continue with your reading if you don't get that immediate impression. Don't feel like you have to figure everything out. Involve the client in the reading.
Exactly. Well, we need to jump to phone calls soon here, and for those that are joining us late, I just wanted to mention you can get the PDF that Maria was kind enough to put together, the 4 keys to building confidence as a reader. You're going to find it on the post for today's show, which you'll find on the blog at tarotguild.org. Also, you can just open a new tab in your browser and type in tarotguild.org/confidence.pdf. There we go. So any final words on building confidence as a reader, Maria?
Just, trust in that higher power. Make your connections. You want to practice. Get yourself some sort of a daily ritual that you do when you set out to do your readings. Build some sort of a routine, because that all helps get you in gear. Okay, so like when you get in your car to drive your car, you have a procedure, you have a ritual that you do, right? You get in the car, you put the key in, and you start the car, and you maybe let it warm up for a little bit. Maybe you clean your windows off, do your windshield wipers, whatever you have, adjust your seat. you have your little ritual. This gets you in gear and ready to get going, right? Well, having a ritual is going to help you get in that reading, what I call that reading head, So, develop your ritual. And this is one of the things we teach in the Certified Angel Practitioners course, how to prepare yourself for a reading. There's a whole preparation involved, and that protecting yourself when you're connecting with, with the spirit realms, and that you're opening yourself up. Get yourself in that mindset where you are ready and open to receive, but yet you can trust that you're protected. All of these things all set the stage, and they get you into what I call the zone. So all of that is part of what you're working at with your skill, and that's going to lead you into having the faith. And then the more validation that you get, when your client can connect with the readings and what you're telling them, or when you go back and you look at your journal and you're like, wow, I was spot on with that, even for your own self, and, just, having fun with things and knowing that you don't have to be all-knowing. All of this is going to make your readings so much more enjoyable. And before you know it, you're going to be reading with confidence, and you're going to forget what it was like to maybe be at that point where, oh, my God, can I do this? You're going to say, yeah, I can do this. I'm a great reader.
Awesome. So important, building the confidence, being ready to go pro if that's your intent to become a professional reader. Have that confidence ahead of time, and these are the keys. This is how you can accomplish that. And, of course, at the IEP and the Tarot Guild, we'd be glad to help you with that. And I just wanted to mention a couple things before we go to phone lines real quick. You can find more about Maria at angelpractitioners.com/Maria, and you can read all about her, and you can contact her. All her contact information's on there. You can book a reading with Maria as well from that page. And if you have any questions about what we've been chatting about, you can contact her through that page, angelpractitioners.com/Maria.
And I would love for everyone to check out the first session free also of my Mastering the Art of Angel, Oracle, and Tarot Card Reading course that we have available. I love this course. I had so much fun putting that course together and recording it live, and there's so much good content in there, and I know that you'll love it, so I want to invite everyone to download that first session for free. And they can get that at angelpractitioners.com/cards. angelpractitioners.com/cards.
Yes, I just popped that into the chat room there. And we were talking earlier about, getting certified, joining a professionals organization. So I want to mention that during the fall here, you can join the IAP. Maybe you're more into angels, mediumship, angel cards, angel numbers, things like that. Or you can join the Tarot Guild if you're more into tarot. And both of the memberships are $47 right now. I think, the Tarot Guild is normally $78 because there's 78 cards in the tarot deck. And you can join the Tarot Guild for just $47 right now. And that will allow you to attend all of our special events, hundreds of classes we already have on there. You also get our Tarot by the Numbers course for free. You also get the certification that we were mentioning earlier. We normally charge $78 for non-members and $47 for members. You can get certified for free when you join the guild as well. And that's tarotguild.org. And the IEP you'll find over at angelpractitioners.com. Likewise, you get a lot with that membership as well. So both those memberships, you're going to be really surprised. Also want to invite everybody to our Halloween bash, Maria.
Yeah.
Halloween's right around. It's coming up.
I love Halloween.
You'll find it in both blogs. There's the blog on the Tarot Guild site. There's the blog on the Angel Practitioner site. You can open a new tab in your browser. Just type in tarotguild.org/Halloween. And this is the first time we are doing this. It's going to be a private live on-air radio show. And, of course, as always, we'll be doing free readings for our callers. But also, we're going to have a Halloween spread, and we're going to have everybody listening join in on the spread and do it with us. We're going to be chatting about Halloween, All Souls Day, the spiritual realm, including Janice Fuchs' 7 Ways to Contact Spirit, plus a Q&A on anything, any of our topics that you would like to discuss, and free giveaways for everybody that attends. And that is going to be on Saturday, October 28th at 12 p.m. Pacific Time, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, and that's 7 p.m. London, UK. So go over to tarotguild.org/Halloween and find out all about that. Okay, so we're going to go to the phone lines here, and I better grab my cards just in case. I always forget to do that before the show starts. Let me see if I can get that. And see who's been waiting the longest. Let's see. And, I do.
Well,
I also
actually, you know what, Dax? We have a VIP caller. I see, and I posted it in the studio.
I didn't see that.
Did you see? I marked it. Area code 219. VIP caller sent me a private message.
Didn't see that. That's Linda. Okay, let's bring Linda on because she's a member. Hi, Linda.
Hello. Hi, Dax. Hi, Maria. How are you?
I'm great. Hi, Linda. So glad to hear from you.
I'm so excited to be able to be listening in today. Those were wonderful tips that you gave today, by the way. Thank you for that.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am. I was calling to touch base and see if you can pull a card for me and let me know what I could focus on for the next 30 days with the new moon cycle. My mind has been really scattered. I feel ungrounded, unfocused.
I could see that in the cards. Oh, wow. You know, are there a couple of females in your life right now that,
yes.
That are causing some of the static? I see them there. I also see that you're doing a lot. I don't know for one or for both of them, and I feel like they're you know, it's time for you to be to take a step back and take a little time for yourself, and you know, just don't be afraid to say no once in a while. Okay, because people can be, you know, so needy, and that the more that you do for them, the more dependent they become. So I see you, you know, as being, you know, the one that's the rescuer, so to speak. Okay, and that's what I'm seeing in the cards for you. And if you continue to do this, you're going to start to resent it, and you're going to start saying, hey, you know, when is somebody going to do for me? And that's what I see. And the you got I pulled an angel card for you. You got chakra clearing with Archangel Metatron. And Archangel Metatron is reminding you to clear and balance your chakras, and he can help you do this, you know, and you could just call upon Metatron, and you could envision Metatron's cube, okay, and you could imagine that this cube is spinning around, and it's coming down from your crown, and it's working its way through each one of the 7 chakras, all the way down and out the root, and, you know, just be open to that your chakras will be cleared and balanced, and you know, and work with Metatron in this way. And don't be afraid to say no once in a while.
Okay.
Awesome. Maria, when you were saying about the chakra balancing and the clearing, that's one of the first things that I got was clearing out blockages. And it's kind of it's very synchronistic to what you were talking about. It's the main focus of what I'm getting is that, you know, because Linda asked, what do I focus on right now? Things are a bit scattered, and the message coming through is to focus on some kind of practice, narrowing it down to one practice, whether that's something spiritual or metaphysical that's going to allow you to clear out the blockage. It could be a lot of things. I'm getting, though, something with structure, whether that's yoga or Reiki sessions or hypnotherapy or I was thinking of the what's the Chinese one, the Qigong, there's, I don't know what it is exactly, but it's something that has structure that's going to allow you to refocus your energies. And you also want to strike a balance between relationships and everything else you're doing.
Yeah.
There's an imbalance there, I'm seeing.
Yes, and it's been for a while. So these are great insights. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for calling in, Linda.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
you guys are great. Thank you for the show. You guys have a great rest of the afternoon.
Thank you for being a member.
That's just what I was going to say. Thanks for being a member. And by the way, if you're a member of the Tarot Guild or you're a member of the IAEP and you're waiting in the caller queue, message us on Facebook so that we can bring you on next, okay? So we're going to go to our first caller that's been waiting the longest, and it looks like area code 650. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, thank you, Dax, for taking my call. Hi, Maria. My name is Miranda. I'm calling from California. Hi. I have a question regarding my daughter. She took an exam, and we're just wondering what the cards say. Did she pass? Because we're keeping our fingers crossed. It was a tough exam.
I generally don't like to do a reading for somebody who isn't present to give me the okay to do the reading.
Okay.
For them.
Then let's focus on me. You want to focus on me? Okay.
Yes, please.
Sure. I could change my question. Yes, it's I guess the same as the previous caller for new moon. What do I need to focus on? I've set the intentions, waiting for everything to come to fruition. Particularly regarding a home. Let's focus on my home.
I see a lot of people involved in this situation. I see male and female energies here, and I see that there's one person that really seems to be hard to deal with, and he's kind of like all over the place. It's hard to pin this person down, and then this other person is very hard to read, quote unquote read, like they're, you don't know what to make out of what they're thinking. You don't know how to how to deal with them. And
exactly.
The other person there's somebody also that wears their heart on their sleeve. And I feel like that person, the one that wears their heart on their sleeve, that's the person that is the one that you can rely on. Okay? And I see working to improve something like you're talking about looking for a new home. Is that what you said? You're in the process of shopping around?
Yeah. Nothing has come on. Yeah.
I feel like what you're going to get is going to be something that's going to require some work.
Oh no! Don't say that.
I feel like that there's going to be like that. Well, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It allows you to put your stamp on something. But I feel like it's not going to be not needing work. There's going to be work that's going to be needed. But once it's done, you're going to be so pleased with it. That's what I'm feeling. I feel like just go with it. There's going to be. I feel like there's something that comes up that there's a property that comes up. It's going to need some work. It may not typically be what you had in mind, but if you do the work, it's going to be well worth it.
Do you see a time frame on that? When I'm going to see this?
About 6 months, maybe.
That
6 months. I don't.
So that's a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like that I don't like to pinpoint time, but That's the feel I'm getting. I'm feeling maybe about 6 months.
It's funny because I was getting 6 too.
Well, hold on, Dax. Hold on. I want to just give her an angel to work with, okay? I want to give her Archangel Raziel is coming up for you, Miranda, okay?
Where's that?
And Archangel Raziel, Raziel, and his name means Secrets of God, okay? And he wants you to use your God-given power to manifest what you want, to manifest blessings in your life. This is literally, I'm reading off I'm reading off the script of the card, because when I pull an Archangel card, it has a message on it. It says, take back your power, and Archangel Raziel says, use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. So you want to know that, the law of attraction, it's real and it matters, and that what you focus on the most is what you're going to draw to yourself. So you want to do some time daydreaming about the kind of property that you want. Imagine yourself living in that home, and what it looks like, and what it feels like, what it smells like. Just imagine yourself in it, and don't worry about anything. Oh, if this, if that, if the other thing. If I have the money, if I don't, whatever it may be. Just imagine yourself there, okay? Because that's going to help draw to you more of what you want and less of what you don't. And call upon Archangel Raziel.
I will. Yeah, I have been visualizing. I've been thinking about it, dreaming about it. Yeah, so I'm doing my best.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, Maria.
You're welcome. Go ahead, Dax.
Yeah, well, I was getting 6 too, but I'm also getting an indication of fall. So it could be 6 weeks rather than 6 months.
That's what I was thinking, because I'm hoping 6 weeks. You never know.
Well,
timing is hard.
I was gonna, Maria kind of stole my thunder, because I was going to go the law of attraction route too, because what's coming up in the cards is just like the last caller. There's an imbalance and also scattered energy. There's too many choices, and even though you've been visualizing it, it's not crystal clear enough. It's like there's too many choices, and you need to focus on one. And I'm also getting that an opportunity is going to come. It may already be there, and you're just not seeing it. Other part
maybe, but right now the money is the factor. That's what there are. I mean, actually, there are not a lot of opportunities, to be honest, Dax, because the inventory where I live is limited, and the homes that are available on the market are so out of my price range, unless I hit the lottery or, and I'm trying not to worry about it. I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there. This is the home I want. You make it work, guys, for me, and somehow it's all going to come together.
That's what you've got. That's what you've got.
On time. Don't get yourself caught up on time. Just keep moving forward. Envision what it is that you want. Call upon the angels to help guide you to the place that's going to be in your highest
feel like
good.
home.
Right.
And then something might break free or open up then if you follow the advice that Maria's giving you and that I'm giving you. And like I said, it's going to be unexpected. It's not going to be necessarily a property that's listed on the market or that you're aware of or that you've seen.
Got it.
Yeah, so open yourself up to allowing the universe to bring you in what you're trying to attract or something better. And when you leave it open like that, from an unexpected quarter is going to come in. Oh, there's this that you've never seen before that's available. It's in your price range. It's exactly what you want, and you just didn't see it before, but you see it now because you've opened it up where the universe to put the right people, places, and things in your path to lead you there.
Sounds good. Yeah, like I said, I'm doing my best to manifest, and I have opened myself up. I said, I'm open to receiving all the surprises that the universe has to offer me. So, I'm just waiting. Well, thank you both very much, and
you're welcome. Let us know how it goes.
I definitely will. Thank you so much. Take care, both
of you.
Welcome.
Angel blessing.
Awesome. Let's go to area code 818. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Dax. It's Desiree, and I'm calling from L.A., and hello, Maria, as well. and I've talked to you before a while ago.
Awesome.
I'm an angel intuitive. I've been doing the work for a long, long time, and I also have a profession to stand in for children in the entertainment business on sets. And so my question is that I did Annabelle 2, the creation last year, stood in for 6 children, and I was brought in basically from the other side to have the presence of an angel, a human angel, to be on set. And because the casting director had, unbeknownst to him, couldn't understand for the life of him why I was on the set, because he never chose me. He was just told by someone, we need her on the set. And the reason why I'm calling again is that they are creating right now at Warner Brothers The Children, another horror movie. And I would like to know if Spirit wants me to be there again, to be that human angel presence as well.
Like an earth angel, right, Maria?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my calling because I'm 4/7. I stand in for the children, but because I also do the work, it seems that my presence seems to make everything calm on set so that there are no accidents that happen. Yeah.
I'm getting a probable yes on that. And the Empress card came up. That's
I got
kind of,
I got it too. I got the Empress too.
Yeah, that's kind of representative of what she's talking about, the mother figure. What are you getting, Maria?
Yeah, that's what I was, that's the final card I drew was the Empress, and just looking at everything here. I mean, I just threw a few cards out, and I see, I see her as, as this motherly, nurturing person, and I see this. There's also somebody that's like a messenger, like a bit of a messenger. I think there's going to be some news that's going to come from this. Okay, and I see like there's a social. You're socializing. You're at some sort of a gathering, and then somebody has some insight and news. Okay, but just be careful though, because I feel like there's also a risk of investing money and time into something that's not going to pay off also. So just be wary of, because there's going to be some sort of a gathering, and there's going to be somebody that's going to have some exciting news, and it's going to bring clarity to something, but there's also going to be a risk of maybe somebody looking for some monetary investment, and that you should steer away from, okay? But continue to be that nurturing mother figure, because you got the Empress came up, and I feel like that is something that you're being called to do.
Okay, that would be wonderful. Yeah,
okay.
And my other, before I go here, I just started reading at a metaphysical store, and wonderful because they just changed the locations to be in a mall, but they're in an outdoor mall. And I'm there from like 1 to 6 on Sundays, and they've been asking me also to come, on other days during the week when I'm not on call on set. And my only thing that I'm trying to really manifest is that when I'm there, I will get maybe like one person that will walk in that entire time for a reading. And I would really like to build the clientele and really have my hours being filled. And I was wondering if there was anything that you both could help me with in regards to manifesting clients coming in for readings, because of the fact that the owner ended up changing location. And so that's why she's at a new location. And she does have clients, but again, I just am really trying to manifest this clientele where I go in at 1 and, I'm booked for the entire day, 1 to 6, opposed to sitting there, and I've been there for 3 Sundays in a row, and I've had 2 readings. So I'm really trying to figure out how to market myself and get myself out there, and whatever you can think of offhand would really help me at this time.
Well, as soon as you mentioned that, I pulled a card and I got the 2 of coins. Balance. You know, balancing in the finances. You know, you really have to balance the use of your time here. I get the, you know, the gut intuitive feeling that blocking out large chunks of time in the hopes that a reading is going to manifest itself that day, you know, well, you've already seen how that works, you know, and it's not a good balance of your time. It's not a good use of your time, is what I'm getting.
Right. Yeah, because I feel like I'm wasting my time being there without having, you know, beautiful store, beautiful crystal shop.
You know, that could be part of what I was seeing in the cards, too, about the investment of time and money that's not going so well. Because I felt like it's something that was going to come up, but it could be something that's already, like, happening. You know, it's like so close, like right there.
Right.
And you're better to focus on something where you know that the clienteles are already there. So, you know, metaphysical stores are fantastic, you know, but brick and mortar is it's such a tough thing these days because people want readings. They go online and they find you online and they get a reading from you online. You would better be served to go places either physically where you are or online where the clients already are. So instead of, you know, spending 6 hours every Sunday at a metaphysical store, you either find psychic fairs going on in your area or create one yourself or create a meetup on meetup.com and have people that are looking for readings coming to you. That's the whole reason that they're there is to you know, get a reading. And so you're going to have a lot better luck. You know, focusing on, you know, locally, it would be, you know, something like a psychic fair, even if you have to create one yourself. And the other thing is online, you know, getting yourself involved in groups and or websites where people are going there specifically looking for readings, and there's a lot of traffic.
And I'd like to suggest also, you know, letting the shop owner know that you're available by appointment only. I mean, you can't just sit there for hours waiting for passers-by. You know,
by appointment is great.
Right. Have you know, she needs to put postings up that you know, this service is available there, and you have to promote it too. You know, you both have to promote it. And then it has to be by appointment only, and you have to have a certain amount of appointments for it to be worth your while to you know, travel and go there and be there. So you want to have, you know, what's the minimum amount of appointments that you need? 3, 4, you know, to be, you know, 3, 4, you know, 3, 4, 1 hour, you know, maybe 3 1 hour readings, or if they're half-hour readings, you know, you maybe do, 4 to 6. You know, and you know, have a minimum. Say, you know, this is how many I need for it to be worth it, and just do by appointment only.
Okay, that would be wonderful. And then I did, what was it? There was an app coming out for looking for readers that I did send my information to. So they're looking at that, and they said that they would get back to you, and they're going to have a big seminar at the LAX hotel for like 4 days, and I said, you know, I'd love to be there, be part of all of this action, and be an angel reader, you know. So I'm waiting on their response to see if they will call me back. But I'm really thinking I should just, you know, call as well with the phone number and say, you know, I'm really available to do this. Do you have a set price that you have when you're there for like the entire day, that you have just something average that you could say, well, you know, $200 for the day, or is it by client? I mean, how would you throw that out there to them?
To be there for, well, how long is a day?
Well, a day would be like 9 to 6 for 4 days.
Okay. Well, how much do you want to be paid per hour?
Okay, paid per hour.
That's how I would do it that way. Yeah. What you expect per hour, and that's a long day. For this kind of work,
Yeah, it really is.
Usually if somebody hires you for an event, it's usually maybe
about
3 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So like 3 hours would be better. To just say, oh, I can come in for like 3 hours for a certain amount of a price set for those 3 hours, and then that's it, because you don't know how many people would be wanting, a reading.
Right. It would have to be. But usually when you do something like that, it's at an event where there's plenty of people expected to be there that are going to get readings,
Right.
Like I do corporate events, and they will hire me to do readings for their guests, where their guests aren't paying for the readings. The person that plans the event is paying me for my time to read as many people as I can in a set amount of time.
Right. Okay. And then, is there an average price that you?
It varies. It all. You have to have your average where you expect per hour. Okay, but then you also have to take in consideration travel time. How far are you traveling? Your gas, your time. I mean, that all goes into it. And then, the type of venue. Where is this venue? What else is going on there?
Right.
You have to be willing to tweak it a little bit depending on what it is. But don't accept less than what you're satisfied with. Otherwise, you're going to resent being there.
Got it. Okay. Well, that was wonderful help. You guys are great. No, thank you. And I'll let you know what's going on with the children, because I just know that they want me over there.
That's great.
Yeah.
Let
I feel
us
that's
know
good for
back.
you.
Yeah. All righty. Okay. I'll give you a preview on, because it's always horror. It seems that they're always sending me to,
right.
be that angelic presence.
I want you to call upon Archangel Ariel, Ariel. Okay. And
I love her.
That's the archangel that's going to bring you abundance and give you the courage to, go forth and to help you to manifest your dreams into reality.
Wonderful. Yeah, I love her. She's great.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. You guys have a wonderful day.
Okay, you too. Angel blessings, Des.
Wow, great information that's coming out. Great questions.
Yeah. I like questions like that.
I feel over the years things have changed. When I first started, it was roughly like the average in the industry was about $1 per minute, and now it's more like double. It's like $2 per minute. 60 minutes. If you're not making $120 every 60 minutes that you are at an event or something like that, then you're not charging enough.
Right. Yeah.
Because that does. That
like I
doesn't
said, it also depends where you're located too. If you're doing, if you're online versus brick and mortar, and it's different. You're online, you don't have you're cutting that travel expense and time right out.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, right
That's
there.
what I was saying.
Yeah.
You really have to take into consideration all of those things, and it goes right back to that two of coins that I got. Balancing the time versus the income. We all want to get out there, but then a lot of times it's just really not worth it. You have to look at different ways of doing things. So, either by appointment, so the client's there, or where there's a lot of clients and you're guaranteed you're going to get clients, or an event where the event's paying for it, and so it doesn't matter if you have 1 or 2 clients or 10. it doesn't matter at that
because
point.
your time is paid for, exactly.
Yeah.
But you can't be sitting around waiting for passersby. I mean, that's just, that's just not a productive use of your time. You can't, just because it's a nice shop doesn't mean that there's enough foot traffic and enough people coming and going to be able to even be interested in stopping in and getting a reading. So you have to do by appointment only in a case like that.
And I think we have time for one more reading if you're willing.
Sure, go ahead.
We're going to do one more here. So if we don't get to your call today, we apologize, but I want to let you know that Janice, Maria, and I will, all three of us, be holding open lines on Monday. We'll be here on Monday the 23rd.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yes.
I almost forgot.
Great stuff.
That's right.
Yes.
Today's Thursday.
Yeah, so join us
I'm used to being on Monday.
Yeah, join us on Monday. That's going to be 4 p.m. Eastern, so that's 1 p.m. Pacific, 3 Central, 4 Eastern. That would be 9 p.m. in the UK. And we'd love for you to join us. It'll be the three co-founders of the International Association of Angel Practitioners, Janice Fuchs, myself, and Maria. We will all be there. We'll be taking your calls. Also, I want to mention that our mediumship show will be on the 24th. So if you want to connect with the other side, that's a great show to call in. They'll be taking calls as well. I'll be back on the 26th, next Thursday. And we did the time a little bit later from our normal time so Maria can make it. But our normal time, next Thursday will be our normal time again, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And my guest will be life coach and tarot reader Gary Karp, and we'll be talking about his new podcast and taking your calls and doing readings on next Thursday as well. Our Friday show is supposed to return on the 27th, and then, of course, we have our Halloween bash on the 28th. Remember, go over to either website, click on blog, and you'll find the Halloween bash. It's tarotguild.org/Halloween, if you want to go right there. And let's take that last call here. Who's been waiting the longest? It looks like area code 347. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Tanika, and I'm calling from New York.
Oh, how you doing?
Good, thank you.
Great. What's your question for us today?
I wanted to know if you guys see any changes coming up for me as far as work and with love life. Just wanted to hear about what you guys see with that, with my current workplace and with my current love life, if you see any changes coming up for both of them or any of them.
Okay, well, that would be two questions, and we have to focus on just one thing because we have limited time. We're at the end of the show here. So you think workplace is more important to you right now? Or?
Yeah.
All righty, so we'll take a look at that.
I see a lot of choices. I see you, contemplating a number of things, and there's you got the card of the Fool that comes up, and that always lets us know that there's an opportunity on the horizon. Okay, and I know you were asking about love and career, and I see that I feel that there is love and a change as far as work on the horizon. I feel like both are coming up for you, okay? Because I feel this loving energy, this guy that's very, he's very family oriented, and he's very loving and caring. And I also see a card that represents, the opportunity besides the Fool card, but I see the Two of Wands, and that card represents, a choice. Whenever you have twos, is a choice. So, and Wands very often represent that has to do with career. So I feel like there is some choice there with some work coming up, and I feel like there's a guy that you may meet through this work. I feel it might come together, those two things.
Oh, wow.
Dax,
That
what
sounds
do you
really
see?
interesting. Well, just taking a quick look here, it's really interesting because I just did it kind of as a yes-no if things were going to move forward for Tamika. And what I'm getting, it's very interesting because right smack in the middle, the card that I got as the central focus, Maria, is the Temperance card.
Mm-hmm.
And isn't that interesting? All of our calls have been talking about balance today. Now,
yeah.
Interestingly, this spread is really balanced, Maria. So you got Temperance in the center, and then the two cards to the left are 5 cards. That's more now, recent past, farther into the past. And then the 2 cards to the right of the card, the Temperance card, are 8 cards. 8's the number of abundance. So there's this opportunity, and by the way, that equals 3 yeses, 2 nos, 5 being strife, and 8 being abundance, and 3 of the cards are yes out of 5. So that's a probable yes that Tamika is going to be able to move forward as far as at least in the workplace area, but it's going to require, the key element is this central card, this balance. Temperance. The Temperance card is moderation. It's patience. It's diplomacy, cooperation, successful negotiations. If you're able to adjust how you interact with coworkers, or if you're looking for a new opportunity when you go on interviews, when you talk to folks. That's what you're going to want to look at doing. It's the blending of opposites, diplomacy and successful negotiations, cooperation. Okay, so that's what you want to present and exude, whether it's your current where you work now or something in the future that you're looking at, and then things can happen really rapidly after that, and you move into those 2 8 cards, the abundance cards. And one of them is the 8 of Wands, and when the 8 of Wands shows up, things are happening quickly, and that's in the near future position. So it looks really, really good, okay, but you have to adopt that mindset of harmony and balance, cooperation with people, be more tactful, more diplomacy, like that. Well, we are completely out of time. I just got the 90-second warning in my ear, Maria, but
wow,
I want to thank you for joining me. It was a lot of great information that we gave out, fantastic questions on the calls. And remember, you can visit Maria's page, angelpractitioners.com/Maria, find out all about Maria, and you can book a reading with her, a private session. You can contact her via her page as well. angelpractitioners.com/Maria.
Check out my book.
Yeah, your book is on there on that page as well. They can click on your book and read about that, Angel Practitioner Handbook. And we would love for you to join us as a member of the IAP or the Tarot Guild, or both. We have a lot of members that are members of both, actually. And membership's on sale right now for the fall, $47 over at angelpractitioners.com.
Events, our Halloween bash, don't miss it, with lots of free goodies.
Oh, yeah, giving away the gifts, Q&A, anything you want to ask questions about. We're going to have fun, do a fun Halloween spread, talk about fun things, talk about Halloween and spirit. And also, it's another opportunity for you to get a free reading at the Halloween bash as well. And there's going to be a bunch of us there. There's going to be Maria and myself and Janice and Suzanne, my co-host from this show, and a bunch of the other hosts of Angelic Realms Radio, and we're all going to be there. tarotguild.org/Halloween to read all about it and how you can join us. Well, thanks, Maria. I'll see you on Monday.
Thank you. Thanks, Dax. Yes, I'll be there. Angel
Bye,
blessings,
everybody.
Everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day.